Hey everybody, my name's Alicia, and today I decided that I wanted to share my story, not just as my experience, but as the reality for thousands of disabled Americans. I've lived with physical and mental limitations my entire life. And the system that's supposed to help people like me has failed. Because of this, people like me were forced to push ourselves past our limits just to survive. I've been a cardiac patient since I was 5 years old. At the time, I had what was called coarctation of the aorta. There was only 4 cases at my age that was studied. At age 6, I underwent heart surgery. Over the years, I had countless cath labs, exploratory procedures. On top of it, I was not able to participate in gym or sports, most normal childhood activities. All those hospital visits, the surgeries, and the doctor's appointments left me with PTSD, among many other mental illnesses that followed me to now. I learned early what it means to live with constant medical uncertainty, pain, and fear. School wasn't just a constant struggle because of my physical limitations. Academically, I was okay, but socially, I missed events. I couldn't keep up with classmates, and I often felt isolated. But I pushed myself. I learned to be a problem solver. I always had a plan A, B, and C in place. I wanted to survive and do more than my health conditions would allow. As an adult, I continued to push myself. I took jobs, even when my body and my mind screamed, stop. Short-term disability sometimes became a necessity. But I always returned to work. I wanted to provide for my family, and I wanted to keep my independence. But even in that being said, before I had my second and third open heart surgeries back in 2018, at that time I was having a lot of symptoms, TIAs, and which are mini strokes. Even with that, I still found a way to work. I drove for Instacart. I did DoorDash and Uber. I would pick up broken furniture and redo it into something that somebody would want to buy. Picking up cans on the long side of the road and out of people's garbage cans. Anything just to survive, to keep my family, thriving. I applied for Social Security disability in my early 20s. I even applied when the doctors told me that I'd have to have my aortic arch replaced. It's pretty serious. So with that, I tried to hire a lawyer, and because I went out there and pushed myself to provide for my family, The lawyer said they couldn't help me. Of course, I applied for disability on my own. I was denied. I wasn't really knowledgeable about the processes. But now, at age 41, and being completely disabled, and with no chance of recovery, I now know a lot more than I did before. When I had my aortic arch replaced in 2018, I still went back to work. And at the time, between 2013 and 2024, I worked at Amazon warehouse, which is the most brutal thing you can do to yourself. I still did it. I was terrified every day, knowing my heart and my body were failing, but I really had no choice. Raising my son became the greatest motivator for me. I pushed past my limits, beyond what my heart and what my mind could safely handle. Even knowing that being on disability, it would never really cover the rent or put food on the table. I kept going because stopping wasn't an option. The government has failed us. There are no programs in place to help disabled individuals survive on their own while waiting for the disability benefits to be approved. Safety nets like the SNAP program and even TANF barely cover the basics. And most people don't know this, but I do, is that about 70 to 80% of all Social Security disability applications are denied. Mine's been denied 5 times, but I've never appealed. Wait times stretch months to years, with the average being 2 to 5 years until you're approved, if you're approved. Appeals, they extend the process further, and during that time, people like me, we lose our independence and everything else. Your home, your car, your children, animals, personal belongings. I've lost it all. This is the reality, and the reality of many others. If it weren't for my 82-year-old grandmother, I'd be homeless, on the streets, and probably dead. During these few months after I lost my income, I relied on credit cards, and I watched my credit score go from here to here within months. I relied on family to support me. I was homeless for a short time. I did face eviction. I had no financial safety nets in place. I was always disabled. Mentally, it's so exhausting. The stress of surviving financially while navigating the denial and waiting for benefits is overwhelming. You feel invisible, unheard, and abandoned. This is why I'm starting this channel here, to give a voice to our experiences, to show what life is really like for disabled Americans, and to push for real reform. If you're disabled, you're a caregiver, or you have watched someone struggle in silence, this channel's for you. In the next few videos, I'm going to go in greater detail about my experiences over the last few decades that I've had to go through. And I'm also going to share some tools and what you can do during the process of waiting on a denial or the appeals process. So please share your story, engage, help us make change. No one should have to push to the brink just to survive. So please subscribe, like, and comment. Our story matters. Together, I believe we can shine a light on this system's failures and demand justice for all disabled Americans.